Okay, trying to keep this a little bit short. This is the heavy area, the heavy, weird, bizarre area of U2 Shadow Band Zone. For a good reason. The Twilight Zone. Spiritual realism. Something around those lines. Outcast, you can say it like that, whatever. So yeah, as you can see in society, it's spiritual confusion that's out there. In case you haven't noticed, you have the religions that can be helpful and also can be highly manipulative. There's good and bad to all of them. Not to go into all of that. I don't know why I want to say this, but it's like whoever is, maybe I'm just picking it up. Nothing against Israel, but those that are running it, like just got such a chip on their shoulder. Holy shit! The top, whatever, sending bombs or whatever. God, talk about a chip on their shoulder. I'm not even looking for that, and I'm picking it up. It's like, get over yourselves, jeez. And it's just, it's always a small group. It's not everybody. It's just like, and then of course they call you out whatever names because they're just, parasites. But golly, man, I mean, I'm picking that up. Of course, they just had what happened in the Middle East, and I don't know the whole story on that. Such a freaking just such a. I got Priscilla with me, clawing right into me. Just went on the background and put it back up. So anyway, yeah, I wasn't going into it like that. I just picked it up. Jeez. Who knows where that will go? But yeah, the spiritual energy is obviously out there. The Babylonian princess is sitting there. Nobody's seeing it. Well, many are, but there's just a bunch of NPCs that have been shut off, and they think they know everything, and I'm sure they do. But I was thinking this too. If there's for those that want like homework. It's like if you're right with yourself, hopefully, whatever you want to look at. Either way, it's like who is, those that are like spiritual teachers that are out there. It's like, do you pick up of how many of them are spiritual sellouts? It's like, I may be more towards the teacher area. Because a lot of you'd be surprised with you. And you might not believe it either. And it's kind of weird. It's like you might pick up on it, but it's like, I can't be right. Well, maybe it is. That's the tough part about it all. Well, they try to hide it and everything, but you have one that looks like a freaking devil. Like a goatee and looks like a freaking devil. It's like, I remember seeing that. It's like, what is here I'm not seeing? And I wasn't picking up that it was a freaking devil being. It's like, the only thing you're missing is the red skin. You have the red skin, that's a freaking devil. So, yeah. And yeah, the devil being, I've talked about this before in the past. I don't want to keep talking about it every freaking day, but, and that's the other thing. Yeah, the lower dimensions, laugh at us all the time. They're having a blast. This is their kingdom. This is their utopia. Yeah. So, I mean, I knew somebody that sold herself out, and she was giggling all the time like a psychopath, and having demonic dreams because that's the ones that were handling her, and she gave away herself for looks or whatever else, and just sociopath basically. I was supposed to go through that, and that was not fun at all. But I guess I just wasn't thinking about being around sociopaths. It just wasn't on my list of like. Avoid them. I would just never, and just, it's like everybody else, right? Well, we're supposed to get, we have to go through this human experience, and, we know stuff, obviously, in the astral realm, but we have to play this character here for whatever reason. to help those that obviously are here trapped and all. They had to go through what other people are going through and see if we can get out of it ourselves. It's a game basically, like it or not. It's pretty much ran like a game or a chess game or whatever you want to look at it. There is elements there. You don't have to take it seriously though, or whatever. Don't feel like you're, you know, it's whatever. However you want to look at it, but it's life is a little bit of everything. It's a flat Earth. It's a round Earth. It's whatever it wants to be. It's the only planet in the universe. It's one of several universe. I mean, there's several planets here. Whatever. However you want to look at it. Yeah, and even that's confusing. Just seeing it, overthink it. Yeah, probably not the best thing. Yeah, just I saw, yeah, there was a thing online about the TV show V, and almost feel like, I don't know, when you feel like you're a character in a TV show, that's not, I don't know. Jeez. Like you're here to reveal what's here, and then you get penalized, and you're seen as the villain, and so on. It's like, I can post a thing here. It's like, when you feel like you're part, and that's all that stuff is there to, it all has relevance. So it's all talking to us. So, yeah. Anyway, we're supposed to figure this out to some level. But yeah, figuring out spiritual sellouts is probably, it's a tough one. Obviously, you see some of these chats have already made their decision, but some of that's, when you have this like spiritual guru walking around with no shirt on and trying to be, it's like, come on, man. You don't need to introduce yourself like that. I mean, I know it's a beach resort, but it's a spiritual get together, but you have to walk around showing yourself off. Of course, there's another one that walks around with a blow dryer in his hand. So, yeah. Kind of love it, right? The joys of this planet. Is that what I call it? God, man, give me a break. Pro sessions. And we have the shop here. I know there's probably a brighter side to spirituality. I don't usually run into that, but I usually get the gaudy version of it. I get the version nobody wants. Yeah. Yeah, I get the experiences that most people would try to live without. Oh boy. Yeah, I can live without, I don't know, I think majority of the experiences I went through. We spent on the spiritual gurus. I can live without all of that. I can go through and get erased and forget all of that. That'll be okay by me. Jeez. I mean, you can see how pathetic things are here. Well, in that regard, I see why I saw it. It's pretty sad. Jeez. So spiritually confused. Yeah, you're gonna run into that constantly. So, I mean, the other thing is like we're here to unravel. Obviously, self-love can help instead of having your soul bounce all over the place. Because those that don't, I talked about this kind of a rehash of like those that don't really love themselves. It's weird, but it's like their energy is like bouncing around the planet. It's like they go from, they get kicked out of their body and get kicked over here, get kicked over there. They're not really aligning with themselves. And the demonic beings, not just you can blame reptilians all day long, but the demonic beings still have a pretty heavy presence here. And they think they know everything, even if they're pathetic and whatever. That's what we're here to learn from them. I mean, they have knowledge, we're here to learn from them, and if you want to be one, go right ahead. But, we're here to learn from, that's why we're so close to hell, or this is like a hell planet, is because we're learning from the demonic realms.
And it doesn't mean you have to be like them, but I guess you can do whatever the hell you want. You still have free will there. It can be, but yeah, it's this is why the bad guys always win because it's their world, and they're having a freaking blast. I mean, but then again, unless you're the head of state of Israel, where they're always miserable, just have a chip on their shoulder. So yeah, and you can be a fourth dimensional alien and still affected by these things too, or a fifth dimension or a sixth dimension. It goes on. Yeah, it's just this universe. Well, oh well. I mean, I guess you can say being here is kind of like a gift of because you're experiencing madness where you can't get this anywhere else like this. Let's put it that way. And you have all these different versions of Earth. You can say to even trap you here too. Okay, if this version doesn't work for you, how about another one? How about another one? How about another one? It's almost like Total Recall. I want to get that vibe. The movie probably makes no sense. But then again, Total Recall, you go into these, you go into these other realities, right? The movie Arnold Schwarzenegger, just kind of keep it simple there. Comes from a book also, but we're gonna get too confused with that. But it's kind of like choose your reality, and you just bounce around different versions of Earth, and until you're ready to, you know, you've had enough, you could say. So, and there's nothing wrong with being a regular, obviously a common human. You gotta go through a process, but we incarnate here to be somewhat normal, sort of. But of course, we come here with a military agenda to help others evolve, and seen as a villain, and has no agenda, just to help others break free of this, but then get attacked and spiritually attacked or personally attacked and constantly just getting hammered. Yeah. That's right, I was going to show this. This just came to mind, and God, it just gets better and better. I got dust up here or something. Yeah. I think it's a miniseries. I can't remember which is which. I showed this before. There's so many layers to it. Can't beat it. Let me do this right. But yeah, this. I know this is about the reptilians and all that. But also, like, some of these characters are here to, help, people, expose all of this. But then they're seen as the villain, and But yeah, this is basically like Nazi Germany, alien beings, basically. And for this show to be here, I would say, obviously there's a version of Earth with these guys that are here to some level. They're not exposing themselves like that. That would make things too easy. But they are here for sure. But that's not the full picture, but that's part of it. But yeah. Even talked about abortion and went to all. Well, of course, the lady was going to have a baby alien. No, I'm not going to go into that. Jeez. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in that. But like I said, then you have here in our reality, you don't see it on TV, but you have like these spiritual gurus. They have their spiritual get-togethers, their conferences, and walk around without their shirts and everything. Act like it's no big deal, but they're also to manipulate the shit out of everybody. It's just whatever. You'd be surprised how many con artists are part of this too. And like I said, the devils love it because people aren't believing it. They're just playing us like a violin. And like I said, they're having a blast. So you look at people here, on the spiritual groups or wherever, who's having fun here? Even some of these spiritual teachers, because some of them obviously are not the good guy. Come off or not, they come off as a good guy, obviously. They're just playing people. So it's just a game. So it's like, who's playing society? If people already know that, because they get whatever energy attacks. And all that. It's the difference when those that just some people just need to be saved all the time, and it's like, okay, whatever. You can't do miracles here. Come on. But then there are spiritual teachers that, of course, are going through their own shit. That's one thing. That's different. But when they're here to actually manipulate the shit out of people, that's different. That's a whole different. That's the they're having a blast, putting on a persona, channeling demonic beings, because that's their handler, keeping it all kind of quiet and all arrogant, and just they create this reality for you because they create this galactic alien reality, whatever, secret, whatever, to hook to pull you in, basically a cult. But they haven't really hurt, and that's why the cops can't do anything. 'Cause they're not hurting anybody. They might be manipulating the shit out of people, but they're not hurting anyone. Well, physically, psychologically, and all that. Yeah, playing people like a fiddle. It's weird. Yeah, it's not like a Charles Manson thing, like they're taking out to the desert or anything. It's borderline that though. Yeah, they're doing it very. I can name off a bunch of them, but I'm not going to do that. Just getting away with it, having a blast, and they're going to do it. And why does the universe allow it? Because people need to learn this shit. Eventually they get kicked out, eventually, at some point. I mean, like my boss, he was allowed to run around and shit on people forever. Yeah, he shit on people, like, just having a blast. It's like, yeah, when people start pushing back, but even then, he still hung around for fucking forever. So, it's weird. Yeah, it's just a weird, there's a lot of stuff we're not supposed to understand. I can't think of it. So anyway, yeah, that's enough of that. All right, we're going to the edge to the astral connections. Just leave it neutral. Yeah, because notice I don't channel the, leave it in neutral energy. I'm not channeling some kind of animal guru or some kind of someone for you to worship. Just kind of keep it cut and dry. Yeah, it's not some kind of, galactic Jesus or whatever the hell it is. Just maybe, have Priscilla up here as a cat. Maybe Fritzy, she's sleeping. She should just, yeah. So anyway. Okay. All right, we'll just connect to the astral realms, the neutral connection, and just give spiritual confusion and the devil beings that are here. Just give their a different point of view of it. So, all right, blessings for you. Greetings from Astral, blessings. Yes, from a neutral perspective, coming from fourth dimension, it's a natural area of it, so we can see your world clearly, or to a certain level, what we are allowed to say. Yes, we have to keep a lot back. Yeah, of course. We can't interfere with your experience. We can give you, well, that's why some of these aliens just act like they're your grandpa, or, a lot of them have not gotten themselves out of their own issues, but they're just, like they try to help you, and maybe one day they might figure themselves out. Maybe. But yes, you're going, incarnating here, you're going more into your shadow, you're going into the battleground planet. There's plenty of other planets, but this one, it's here to take your soul and to use it for whatever it wants. Just kind of like a rubber band, just play with it, and to take your power and just use you as a puppet and so on. And you see those people here. So here is part of the unveiling within your own self. Like you wake yourself up, and it's rough. It's a tough, you don't have to see everything, but the more you open that world, it's different levels to all of this, but you're unmasking what is here, and it's, you have to kind of be ready for it too. It's obviously not for everybody. It's unnerving because they do fight back. They do push back. They just, they don't want you to get certain information. They won't want you to talk. Why are we allowed to do this? Because it's part of the, you earn it. You get to be a part, you're just earning it. Let's look at it that way. Obviously others are not, it's not entertaining enough for society to accept, and that's the other thing. Society has been played many times to want to be happy and to go along with the game. And many of you say, I'm not going to do that. And so that's where you get pushed back. That's where your relationships don't work. Why is work isn't working? Why aren't things going the way you would like it to? Because you're not part of the game anymore. You're outside. Doesn't mean you can't make things work. It's just you're an outsider, you can say. And those that are insiders, yes, they're walking around with their shirts off and they're pretty, so because they know society is still ignorant. And so they're going to play society forever. And obviously they're not getting a lot of attention here because many are not there yet. They're just not there. It's too much. It's just, but you really just want to come more into your energy. You don't want to be fooled by society anymore, no matter what. It's not just on the internet, or it's within, your own world physically, your job. You don't have to go anywhere. It's right in front of you, basically. Family members, you're exposing all of those frequencies to connect more to your own power. Doesn't mean you're going to fly around the universe. I mean, is this basically it's like self-fulfillment, but you're just coming out of the movie but into the real world, you can say. It doesn't mean you have to know everything, though, because it's too much. You know what you need to know to get to where you want to go on your soul journey. Let's put it that way. It's inner peace. It's like it's like you're good with yourself, and others are good with themselves being deceived. It's too hard to break out of that. Like they want the relationship, they want comfort, so they're okay with that, and just do as you. And that's the other thing you're warning is not to judge, not to. I mean, for them, that's. But they can interfere with your life, make your life miserable because you're not part of their, the more comfort that's out there. A lot of times, like having some discomfort, you don't have to have all discomfort, but some, because it keeps you just awakened. It helps you break free. Why you're not exactly living in a luxury, it's like you're spiritually advanced. Why you're not living in a luxury life? Well, it's kind of like you're just similar to like, you're still, kind of like living on the ground, kind of like you're good with yourself and you can make anything work. Put it that way. You still want to have some discomfort because you're outside the system. The system wants to make you comfortable. Yes, like a devil. Everything's nice and luxurious, and you want to be outside of that. Like I say, doesn't mean you can't have some comfort. You need something, and also health and all that. But as for confusion here, it's not that people are sold themselves out in general. I mean, there are spiritual teachers, yes, that are part of the dark forces to keep you locked in and to play you until you figure themselves out. Obviously, they're going to just shrug their shoulders and not care. They ain't gonna do care because they lost one. It does burn them. They want to keep as many into the system as they can, confused. And as you start snapping out of it, but still not sure. They didn't make a movie about this. They probably won't. They don't want to make it too obvious. Obviously, society is not looking for this. Well, they're not supposed to yet. Some of you are about to see it, obviously, but the rest, it's like as many of you are going through this, you're just kind of getting used to just being outside the system, and it gets stronger and stronger. You just see who the players are, basically. So, but the spiritual teachers that are here, they're just here to keep you part of this, architecture that's here. To manipulate society. So, and they do feel like they have failed because they can't keep you in. They can't keep you in no matter. You keep saying no, I'm not going to pull into your nonsense. But the devil frequencies that are here, yes, they do show up comfort. Yes, they do smile a lot, and they're having a blast. They don't like being exposed. They don't like being talked about because that really burns them. It's like, hey, you're a devil being, aren't you? It's like, ooh, away from me. It's like exposing a vampire. Now there are good devil beings and there are bad ones. The good ones are just say, that's a devil, whatever. It's like, it's a bunch of scumbags. and they're just like you, just like you say, there are good reptilians and there are bad ones, and there's good, it's a double beings. They're just it's part of their society. They're like created that way, and it's like they're supposed to see. It's like, wow, these are a lot of deception here. But they have a lot of power. But obviously, you're not seeing it at the full level. And there's, like I say, even when they say, yeah, this is where it gets weird. But double power is basically you still connect to your power. It's talk about there's a whole racism thing connected to them and all that. Well, because they feel like they're being sidelined. Say, hey, we're good. Not all of us are bad, and so on. So, as you know, with some of the alien groups you deal with. So, but the doubles, why? Like the demonic realms, they have they have a lot of power. They can control societies, realities. They're like they create witches. They create, dark overlords. Some of them do. Some of them aren't interested in that. Or they create beings like Merlin and things like that. They're involved with that. Let's put it that way. They, fight it's all a fight basically. And there's more to it than that, but that's, of course you have the angels, Elohim, and so on. So, I guess it does get interesting, but it gets very spiritual, you could say. Galactic or angelics, or however you want to word it. So it gets very intense. Let me do that.